The Hollowbrook Psychiatric Hospital had been abandoned for 30 years, but its reputation kept even vandals away. I'm an urban explorer, and I'd been planning this infiltration for months. The moment I cut through the rusted fence, I felt it. The weight of something watching. The main building loomed against the October sky, its windows like empty eye sockets. Vines had consumed the east wing, nature reclaiming what humanity had forsaken. I pushed through the rotted front doors, my flashlight cutting through decades of decay. The lobby was a graveyard of overturned wheelchairs and scattered patient files, their pages yellowed and brittle. A nurse's station stood to my right, its medication log still open as if someone had just walked away mid-shift. I filmed everything, narrating from my channel, trying to ignore the wrongness that pressed against my skin like cold fingers. The air smelled of mold and something sweet, something rotten underneath. I'd researched Hollowbrook's history, electroshock therapy, experimental procedures, patients who disappeared from records entirely. It closed in 1994 after multiple investigations, but no charges were ever filed. The staff had simply locked the doors one day and never returned. I explored the ground floor first, finding an activities room with a piano that played a single note when I touched it, though the strings had long since corroded. Children's drawings still decorated one wall, crude sketches of figures with too many eyes. One drawing showed a nurse with a red smile and the words, "She helps us sleep forever," scrawled beneath. My camera battery died, then my backup. I pulled out my phone, but it showed 0% despite being fully charged an hour ago. Only my flashlight remained, its beam growing weaker. I should have left then. Instead, I found the stairs leading down. The basement wasn't on any floor plan I'd seen. The temperature dropped 20 degrees as I descended, my breath forming clouds. The walls down here were different. Padded cells with viewing windows, their doors hanging open like screaming mouths. Scratch marks covered the padding, some scratches forming words, "Let me out, please, it hurts, she's coming." I reached the bottom of the corridor and found the office. Ward 13 supervisor was etched on a tarnished nameplate. Inside, medical equipment lay scattered, syringes, leather restraints, and something that looked like an ice pick. A filing cabinet stood in the corner, and against every instinct I opened it. Patient logs, hundreds of them, organized by year. I grabbed the most recent, 1994. My hands trembled as I flipped through pages of names, each one crossed out in thick black ink. Thomas Brennan, crossed out. Sarah Mitchell, crossed out. David Kowalski, crossed out. Page after page, every single name struck through, except the last entry. Written in fresh red ink, the date showed yesterday's date. And the name. My name. My full name, middle initial and all. That's impossible. I'd never been here before. I'd never even been to this state before last week. But there it was, in handwriting that looked almost like my own. My name, with the notation transferred to Ward 13 permanent resident. My flashlight flickered. In that moment of darkness I heard it, footsteps on the stairs, slow, deliberate, descending. I spun around, flashlight beam jumping wildly. The footsteps continued, accompanied by a soft humming, a lullaby that raised every hair on my body. "Where are you?" A woman's voice, gentle and cold. "I have your room ready. Ward 13 is waiting." I killed my flashlight and pressed against the wall, heart hammering. The footsteps reached the bottom of the stairs. Through the office doorway, I saw a figure in a nurse's uniform from the 1950s. Pristine white dress, cap pinned perfectly, face obscured in shadow. She moved from cell to cell, checking each one methodically. "I know you're here," she sang. "Your name is in the book. You're supposed to be in your room. It's time for your treatment." She was getting closer. I looked around desperately and saw it. A second door at the back of the office, partially hidden by the filing cabinet. I crawled toward it, trying not to breathe. The nurse's footsteps stopped outside the office. "There you are." I shoved through the door into a tunnel, some kind of maintenance corridor. I ran, not caring about the noise, my flashlight beam bouncing off narrow walls. Behind me, the nurse's footsteps began to run too. Impossibly fast. The tunnel split. I went left, then right, completely lost. I burst through a door and found myself in another basement room, this one filled with patient beds, all occupied. Bodies lay in each bed, perfectly preserved, their eyes open and staring at the ceiling. I recognized faces from the logbook. They'd never left. I heard her behind me, that humming getting closer. There was one empty bed, sheets turned down, my name on a clipboard hanging from its frame. "It's time," the nurse said from the doorway. Her face was visible now, beautiful and terrible, with eyes that had seen decades pass in this underground dark. "You wrote your own name in the book, don't you remember? 3 months ago, when you first found this place online, when you became obsessed, when you started dreaming about it. You've been calling to us and we've been calling back." My mind fractured. I did remember. Dreams of these hallways, sketches I'd drawn without thinking, my handwriting in that logbook. "No," I whispered. She smiled, producing a syringe from her pocket. "Ward 13 is where we keep the special ones, the ones who find us. You'll be so happy here, forever." I ran at her, shoved past, and somehow found the stairs. I climbed in blind panic, her laughter echoing below. I burst through doors, down hallways until I crashed through the front entrance into gray daylight. I ran to my car, my hands shaking so badly I could barely start it. I drove for an hour before I dared to stop. When I finally checked my footage, my camera had been recording the entire time, battery full. I watched myself explore the hospital, descend to the basement, find the logbook. But in the footage, someone was always behind me in every shot. The nurse, watching from doorways, around corners, her smile growing wider. And at the end, the last frame showed me standing in front of that empty bed in Ward 13, smiling at the camera. I don't remember that. I'm in a motel now, 2 states away. But last night, I found a syringe in my jacket pocket. And this morning, there was a notation on my calendar for next Tuesday. Return to Ward 13. Treatment continues. I keep telling myself I won't go back, but I've already packed my bags, and I can hear her humming in my dreams, calling me home.